And 3, 2, 1. We are live. Hey everyone, my name is CryptoCrys. That's what I go by on Discord, Telegram, Clubhouse, anywhere that you see my face. You may have seen it, you may not. That's okay. Now you do if you haven't seen it and you heard my voice. My name is CryptoCrys. Also, my name is Chris Kusik. Oh, I'm the other way, right over there. And just to introduce myself, I am been called a lot of things over my profession. I've been called an ops manager. I've been called a consultant. I've been called a technology consultant. I've been called a programmer. I've been called an RPA, a developer. And anyway, doesn't really matter what they call me then. What I am now is a blockchain technology consultant that I review blockchain technology projects, cryptocurrency projects, NFTs, and now getting into the metaverse to unpack all of the nice Web3 technology that's coming out so that I can use that for myself to become more in the know of what's going on, right? That's what it's about. It's about spreading the knowledge of how technology is going to reshape our future so that we can be prepared to dive in and use it for our own good. That's right, cryptocurrency was just the tip of the iceberg for a lot of this to be possible. It's paving the way to allow blockchain technology and the way that we're going to use these distributed systems to help us, the people who like to sit at home and make our own way. It's going to help us make residual income for ourselves if we can learn how to use these things. And here on my channel, I'm going to educate you with different ways that you can use the technology to make you some cash. Use predictive analysis, use doing your own research, how to spot trade patterns, how to build your own programs, how to build your own dApps, how to read smart contracts. Oh, those are things that a lot of people will put you and, go buy my course over here. I'm not trying to sell you a course because everything that I'm going to give you is going to be something that's absolutely free. That's right, free. I'm not going to shill a bunch of projects and tell you, oh, jump into this one. I'm not going to be one of those bad actors. I'm going to be a genuine person that cares about everyone in this world to make better decisions for themselves. And to make better decisions for yourself, you have to know where to go to look for what you're trying to find. And I'm involved in several discords, and I really appreciate and shout out to everyone that has told me, Chris, CryptoCrys, man, you need a YouTube. Well, here, man, I'm doing this for everyone that has pushed me to be able to do this. And I love everyone that's pushed me and pushed me further every single time to tell me, do it, do it, do it. Now, here it is. Now, sit back, enjoy the ride. And here we are at the Crypto College. That's right. Professor CryptoCrys is going to get in there and show you a couple things so that you know where to go to get quick information, show you how to analyze the information, what things to think of, what aren't you looking at that you should be looking at today? How are you going to spot the fakes? These are questions that come up all the time for me, and I'm giving it out for free on Discords and Telegrams and all that stuff. But I'm just going to deliver it in nice little tight packages here on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. And here we go. All right, so the first thing that we do whenever we're diving into crypto projects is hurry up and go and buy, right? No, don't do that. Don't just hurry up and buy the token because you saw it at the rock bottom price. It's better to be informed about what you're getting into before you just dive right in. That's why they use that term apes. Oh, I'm going to ape into that. I'm just going to swing right into it and not even think. Just do it, right? And that's cool. We can talk about fortune favors the bold, right? And, you know, you got to take chances in life. You sure do. But taking chances in investments is sometimes good. But if you're just throwing money at everything, hoping for one of them to land, how is that any different than gambling? And this is no knock to gamblers. I've gambled myself. I've counted cards at the casino using statistics. using a specific betting strategy so that I can make a little bit of cash, just enough to make more than what I went in there with. Not trying to take the house for $1 million or anything, but use your judgment to help you navigate through this crazy new world. It's not that new, and nothing under the sun is new. Maybe names and things that we say about it, but in all actuality, it's all the same. So apply good common sense and good judgment, and you'll win more than you'll lose in this business. Of course, when you find a project, like I said, don't just ape into it, don't just jump into it, but you have to do your own research. Man, I'm pretty sure you've heard that a lot. I'm pretty sure you've been told that by maybe potential bad actors or maybe just influencers on Twitter spaces, clubhouses, Telegram chats, all of the different Medium articles that you've seen. Hey, this is not financial advice. I'm getting into this, but do your own research, right? And I'm going to tell you the same thing. Everything that I say here today is not to be misconstrued as financial advice. It's not to be told that you should buy any of these things. Everything that I'm going to describe, going to look at, is for pure informational and educational purposes. Thank you. I've satisfied the disclaimer, I think. I'll circle back to it and post it really, really fast and credits at the end or something like that. But remember here, this is for your education and not to be used for financial advice. But do your own research. Wow, that's great and all. That's awesome. But what does do your own research actually consist of? How do you do it? What are some of the things that you need to think about before you start doing your research? And that's my first point here. The first point is why are you doing the research? Like, why are you even getting started in doing research? Let's look at that, right? What even drew you in to looking at the project? Just because it has a flashy little roadmap and you heard someone talk about all the good little things that were going to come, is that what drove you in? So know what you're looking for before you get started. See, the worst thing you can do is go down a rabbit trail, a rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. Go down it without really thinking what you started for. And then you're like 16 hours later going, I just saw so many different web pages on so many different articles trying to vet out all of these different things. And I have no idea what this project actually does. Probably not the best for you. So know what you're looking for before you get started. What are you trying to identify? Is it a metaverse project? Is it an NFT project? Okay, great. Outside of that, what are you looking for? Well, I'm looking for the number to go up. I think we're all doing that, right? We're all trying to find a project where the number is going to go up so that we can get a return on our investment, right? Anyone that tells you differently, oh, I believe in the project. I believe in a lot of projects, but I'm not going to simply give them my liquidity just because I first believed their product and believed in their project, and then they had nothing to show for the liquidity that I was giving them, my money, right? So know what you're looking for before you get started. What do you hope to achieve by doing your research? Set that goal. Set it in mind of what you're going to achieve by going through all of these data points, going through all of the charts, going through all of the profiles of everything that's behind the project, right? What are the reasons you were drawn to the project to begin with, right? Was it big liquidity? Was it market cap? Was it, I heard someone talk about it and I said, oh, I've never heard of that before. Let me dive in. That's totally okay. But know what you're getting into before you get started. And then the last point here on just the first bullet point is, what is the possible return on investment in spending any of your time? Time's precious, right? And the amount of time that we invest into our projects or invest into the research in our projects we have to put a cap and a limit on it. So limit the amount of research that you're going to do, or else you're going to stretch yourself thin because there's hundreds of projects out there. A new one is popping up every day. And if you spent 8, 10, 12 hours on every single one of those projects, you'd be 8 months down the line with nothing to show for it except for, I don't know which one to invest into. So set your limits, know what you're looking for, know why you're looking into it before you begin. In a data science mentality, whenever we're looking into specific pieces and problems and problem statements, we have a problem statement, right? The problem statement is, I don't know anything about this. Okay, so then what are we trying to solve? I'm trying to solve, what's the project about? Who are the key players? Which brings me to the next point, right? Who are the key players behind the project? It's super important today to know who is involved in all of the projects. And what I'm going to show you now is a quick play that you can use to be able to go through a project using this website, Masari.io, which is a phenomenal website that will bring you to a lot of that detail that's aggregated into one place, right? One-stop shop to get good information. Does it mean that this is the end-all be-all of all of the research that you need to do? Absolutely not, but it's a good start. It's a good start to dive in to certain projects so that you can see who's behind them. So if you look at a project, and let's just grab here, go into Solana. If we look into this project right now, we can see everything that we need to see about it. What's the ROI versus the US dollar for the 1 hour, 24 hour, last 7 days, the last month, 3 months, and then 1 year, right? And again, this is not shilling Solana, not telling you to go out and buy it. This is just the first one that I clicked on and took a shot in the dark. So we see here within this, we can see the markets that each one of them is in. Very important, right? We see a bunch of names that's on this list. We have Coinbase, we have Binance, Huobi, Bitfinex, FTX, and there's a long list of other types of KuCoin. So there's a lot of institutions that are holding this token and pushing it out there. Does that mean that it's 100% good? No, not really. But while we're on the topic of who are the key players, we can go up here to the top and click on the profile. And the profile here shows us who the contributors are to this project. That's cool, right? We see the organization that's behind it. We have the Solana Foundation and Solana Labs. That's awesome. We even have names of each one of these people that are part of either the co-founders or the CEOs of Solana Labs and Solana Foundation. Awesome. So this would be considered a doxed team. Why? Because we can physically find their name, we find their picture, and we can dive a little bit further into who those people are. We can find out what other projects they've been a part of. Let's go ahead and click on one of them just to give an example. Here we see that they're a part of just the Solana project, Anatoly Yakovenko, right? So we see he's got some socials that are listed here. We got his Medium page, we've got his GitHub, we've got his LinkedIn, and we've got his Twitter. All right, so we have several different places that we can look and find history about this person. And so if we click on it and go into his LinkedIn profile, one of the most popular professional sites out there, we can see, hey, let's take a look. Oh, we can't see everything about him, but what we can do is we can see his track history, right? You betcha. We can look at his activity, see all of his activity, and see what he's been posting on, see how long he's been posting. Is it been more than just a few months? Very good thing to look into, right? Is they just started posting yesterday on one of their professional profiles that have all of their history of who they've interacted with, then probably a bad sign already. Anyway, so let's dive back in. So we're going back to the site here. So we were in the Solana section here, looking at it, looking at the contributors. And so we've seen the contributors. Are they doxed? What other projects are they been a part of? We can look at their history within LinkedIn. And not only can you see what activity that they have, but you can also see what their overall experience really is that they put in the public's eye. Now, some qualifications, some things that they've been doing outside of this, side projects, maybe not be 100% visible here, but it gives you a good picture and a good starting point to kind of identify who it is, right? KYC, know your customer, but you know what I say? KYD, know your developer. You betcha. Anyway, so back to our Masari.io picture here, and we can start looking into who are the key players behind the project. So we have contributors, right? But it doesn't stop there. Who else is in this project? Bam, let's look at the investors. That's interesting. So we've got individual investors. The serial entrepreneur Kevin Rose. We've got Lyndon Rive, who's the co-founder and CEO of Solar City. And then we have a long list of other companies that are available. We see Alameda Research, we see Delphi Digital, we see a couple other names here that you can start tracking some of these projects and see what else they're a part of, right? Let's click on Alameda Research. Boom, brings up the projects that they're in part of as well. So see that Alameda Research is involved in Serum, but also their investments of what else they have behind their projects, right? Not only do they are they part of a project, but you can see that they're bag holders and investors into other big time projects that are out there, right? We see Alchemix, we see Refinance, we see Phantom, we see Anchor, we see Convergence, Ethereum, of course. Man, it goes on. So that you can see what they're a part of, and you can see some of the other, you know, what other tokens, what's in their wallet, right? What's in your wallet? Not gonna, maybe not copyright, right? But what's in your crypto wallet? There we go. I won't take that copyright tone, but we see here all of the key players, all of the key investors, and then we can look into what else, right? You can look into tokenomics. Very big thing to understand. What are tokenomics? That's a whole other series that we can get into and unpack piece by piece. But really, it's just the token economy and how that token is broken down over time by burn schedules, or if it is some other distribution or way that it's creating a deflationary aspect or an inflationary aspect within their token holders, reflections back to it, blah, blah, blah. I can go on for a couple hours about that stuff, but I won't, not today. So we can see there's an initial launch and initial token distribution, which kind of breaks down into the token economics and see how the distribution follows, supply schedule, consensus mechanism, and that will read through all of this stuff and understand it. And if you don't understand it, or if it's too long, didn't read, you have several extensions that you can use within your browser. There's Quillbot that'll literally take all those words, and you can put it in there and pop it into the summarized to bullet out and highlight some of the key points and rewrite it so that it's a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more concise. Very good tool to use. And I won't show using Quillbot or buying Quillbot. Please understand I'm not selling anything here, just showing you some tools to help cut through some of the time that you spend in doing research. Not only that, we can look at their technology. We can see what it is they're trying to deliver. What is it that they're delivering? They're delivering something that has a different style of how the consensus mechanism works. So Solana's highly performant blockchain is built using the 8 innovations: proof of history, Tower BFT, Turbine, Gulfstream, Sea Level, pipelining, Cloudbreak, and archivers, right? So here is what their list of things that they're delivering. This is what they're going to give based off of using the Solana network. So this is their information, high level, just showing you what each one of those pieces are. And as you can see, it's very packed of information in this, and it gives you additional information on audits that are performed, and you can view the audits and all the other details based off the security audits that are performed and read it through the documentation. And not only that, for governance, gives you the governance structure, right? But we skipped one big thing. And that's the last one is, what is this project? Here's a history, goes in through all the history of where they began, does a full write-up on everything that's inside the project. Again, this is not the one source truth. This is just a lens that you can use to be able to see the information, right? One stop shop, one section. But similar to astronomy, whenever you're looking up into the sky and you look through the telescope, they have to give different lenses and different shades of color to allow them to see what's actually out there, what gases, what kind of elements that they see. So please use more than one lens whenever you are researching any one of these projects. Read through it, comb through it, and find the detail itself. Now, one of the other key points to look at is roadmap. You know, before you get caught up in what they are going to deliver, always focus on what is their minimum viable product right now. What are they delivering before you get into this roadmap? Why? Because a roadmap is nothing more than marketing hype to make promises to the public of what they hope to deliver. Let me say that again. A roadmap is nothing more than marketing hype to give you hope on what they plan to deliver in the future. Sometimes you look at a roadmap, they don't even have a clue if they're going to be able to deliver it, but they're going to try. That's their goal. That's their feet to the fire to try to deliver it. Still in the lab probably, still trying to make out how are we going to do this? We got some smart people. Let's get them working, deliver, meet those deadlines, and then everybody cheers and says, yay. But sometimes those roadmaps fall short, fall short of those roadmaps, but it's how they pick up the pieces and move forward to reset those expectations to their public that differentiates them from just another rug pull. So the roadmap, you can take a look at all of the roadmap pieces, but always go back to the source of the main website to see what's going on, changes. This is just a lens, right? So we've gone through what are they actually delivering today, and that is just a quick look at how to do some fast and quick research on projects like this. But you know, there may not be a project that's just starting where you'll find it into a tool like this, because this is updated by a separate company that presents details directly to, you know, its website holders. So there's other ways that you can do research, and I'll give you a couple other websites that you can use to help in doing research on cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency itself, I'm going to tell you this right now, anybody can create a coin. Yeah, anybody can open up a Solidity smart contract, put in all the necessary variables that they need within that contract, and spin up a token very fast. You can find YouTube channels that walk you through it. I'm not going to do that today. We'll look into that into a future edition. But in that same sense, someone can spin up a token and be able to make it look very professional, because there's a lot of good tools to be able to give you websites in just that quick. Create React app, right? Now, boom, you've got a front landing page. Splash a little bit of stuff on there, connect your ABIs, connect MetaMask, behind the scenes, connect those connectors, and boom. Now you've got a fully functional website that's got a nice little wallet connector that then someone clicks on and buys. I've seen it several times this week, actually. And it was sad to hear, oh man, I just got scammed. And you're like, how'd you get scammed? Oh, I was waiting for an NFT project and someone sent me a direct message right to me and said, hey, minting is available. And you're like, okay, and let me look at the contract. Let me pull it up and see what's going on. Go and pull up the contract, and guess what? All it is a quick transfer contract, or better yet, there is no contract because it doesn't exist. then what did I do? Oh, you just went to Etherscan. You look at the transaction itself, and all it was a quick transaction to transfer money from your wallet to some other person's wallet. There was nothing in between. And you're like, oh man, I just lost 200, 300, 400 bucks. Man. And that is one of the things that I need to caution everybody is don't jump on the FOMO train. People are FOMOing at the mouth, trying to get on white lists all over the place, trying to get on a good project because number go up in the world of NFTs. And that's true on good projects. Number will go up because there's maybe intrinsic value to the NFT. Maybe there's utility. Maybe there's a use case. Maybe there's some future that's going to be possible to be able to use that NFT in a game because the metadata is really good. It's a really good structured project. But hold up, pump the brakes, slow down, and go through all those steps that I just talked about, being able to go through systematically to see all of the stuff that's going on in that project before you even get started. But there's key things that you can use to check contracts on cryptocurrency. And one of my favorites that if you're not well versed in Solidity, there is something called Token Sniffer. That's right, Token Sniffer. Token Sniffer is a very good project that does some quick Solidity contract review. Now, again, this is not an end-all be-all on doing all of the research, but it is a very good litmus test to see, is this something that's a verifiable contract, a source code that has some kind of value to it? What are all of the things behind the cryptocurrency token? And here, let's go through it real quick. I'm going to bring this one up because this one's fresh, hot off the presses. That was yesterday. Someone came into a Discord, was absolutely shamelessly shilling it and calling it all these things, name dropping, saying, oh, this person's involved and that celebrity's involved, and oh, we're going to the moon, and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's good stuff, right? So, looking at this project, whenever I pull the contract directly from that website, and here, let's go to it, right? What's it called? Oh, yep, there we go. Don't go to this website, please. It's absolute garbage. It's junk. And you can find out by going to all of the little stuff. They're great, right? Hey, contract. Oh, they got a contract. Cool. Let me click on that. And we click on it and we go in, and then we see that there's 23,000 people that have transferred, or not 23,000 people, but there's a good, what was it, 6,422 actual holders. Wow, that's awesome. Great, cool. And we looked at the project, and then we pull up. Hey, okay. Let's look at it. Oh, look at the contract. Looking at the contract. Oh, how much liquidity does it have? Absolutely none. That's right. There's no liquidity. What's the value of the token? Zero. Zero, zero, zero. Here's a Solidity smart contract, right? There's zero liquidity to it. There's no absolute value to it. Wait a minute, how would I be able to get all of my money out of it if I needed to sell? Very good question. Let's take a look at the contract here in Token Sniffer. Token Sniffer gives us the contract address right there. The contract address, let's match it from the website. Ending in C783B. C783B. Oh, C783B, right? The same exact contract. Here was deployed on December 1st. Okay, they're coming out 38 days old. Contract's been created. And then, oh, here we go. Let's look at it and say, all right, summary. This is the audit score, which gives a 0 of 100. And this is a measurement of how well the contract and characteristics meet our criteria for safety. So let's look at this. This is just a quick, free, verifiable source to say, let's look at first the swap analysis. So is there a swap? Most tokens are going to have some kind of swap function because they have to interact with other exchanges, and there are certain swaps whenever you're swapping one token out for the other that has to go in and be able to transfer or swap out that token, liquidate the one token, whatever the functions are built into the contract. And so they're going to follow a specific pattern to keep everything safe in the contract, to say that no one can quickly manipulate any type of tokenomics, whatever it is. And what this is saying is there is no sellable or swappable function inside this contract. Big red flag, right? Big red flag. This token appears to be unsellable. Ignored for pre-sale or contract with bot prevention. Okay. Is it in pre-sale? No, because the person that was selling it or shilling it had 6,000 worth of it in their, yeah, in their wallet, right? So there was somewhere where they were trying to sell this token. So then let's look at this. So verified contract source. Okay, cool. We can verify the contract source. That just means that they use an open Zeppelin copy and paste job because look, let's look at the next one. No prior similar contracts. Oh, yeah, there are highly similar contracts that were deployed prior to this one, meaning that someone grabbed it and cloned it so that they can do a quick pump and dump as all of the other pump and dumps have that come. Oh, ownership is renounced or source does not contain an owner contract. That seems good. Cool, but be careful. Even though it says that ownership renounced is they're transferring ownership to another wallet that is potentially obfuscating that some other wallet has access to this ownership. So someone transfers it to their friend's wallet or transfers it somewhere else. And then it says the creator not authorized for special permission. Okay, that's fine. That just means that the creator can't go in and alter some of the functions and can't, remove anything from it. Well, technically, if the token's not sellable, wouldn't they want to activate sellable options in the future if this is actually a pre-sale contract? Those things seem counterindicative. I don't know though. We'll see. Creator wallet contains less than 5% of token supply. That's cool, but that doesn't mean much because the creator can create another wallet and dump all of theirs into it, which whenever we pulled up the holders and we looked at it and we looked at, oh, the contract and then go all the way back. Oh, excuse me. Let me go back. Holders. There was one that has 50% of the total amount of tokens. Let's look at that. We click on that and go into the wallet of that token holder. And here we go. Just a wallet. And hmm, you see, there's always a reason why we do research. Stuff just doesn't pass the smell test. Anyway, back to this. All holders possess less than 5%. Nope, a wallet contains a substantial amount of tokens which could have a large impact on the token price if sold. Absolutely. And then we get to the last one, which is absolutely one of the most important things before you even buy any of the tokens is liquidity analysis. What's a liquidity analysis? Is it liquid? Does it have any water in the pool? In this case, it doesn't because it has nowhere that it's bonding any type of liquidity to it. Yep. So it's just lit with no USD, or it's just lit with no ETH. So in this case, you ain't getting your money back if you put money in. You see what I'm saying? There's no way for you to get liquidated. It's tough. And then it gives you similar token contracts that have the same type of verbiage or contract address detail. And you can go and find all of the different ones and then look into them. And chances are, whenever you have something that looks like this, 0 of 100, and you look at all of this and you find a similarity between it, you're probably going to find out that these be rug pulls. Arr. Pirates, man, you got to be careful with pirates because they will get you. They will steal everything they can and leave you with nothing. They will take all they can and give nothing back. It's the mantra that we face in this space. And that's why it's so important that you do your own research before you ape in. Find the hidden gems, and when you do, check everything you can. Again, my name is CryptoCrys. I've given you a couple pieces of good details to get you started on doing your own research, but hey, it doesn't end there. That's not the one thing. You know, a community is great. A community will help you, and that's why it's good to find a good community, but verify that community. Trust, but verify is what I always say, because in the end, most of the people that you interact with on the internet are just another person that you may never see, you may never hear from again. You may not see their face ever, so you truthfully don't know them until you verify their existence, until you verify who you're talking with. So, and I leave you with this last statement. Do your own research. Don't trust anybody but yourself. In the end, trust your gut, and remember these things, that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If someone is shamelessly shilling something in front of you and keep going on about how great it is and about how good the project is and how much community that they have and how much support that they're getting and dropping celebrity names, and you've never heard of the project and you've been in crypto for a long time and you've been involved in every little type of research and article, news article that comes out, stop and think about it. Because in the end, that person that's shilling that project to you, who's going into all these good details about it, and you find out that it looks like this, man, there's two things. They're either ignorant or they're in on the rug. That's the only thing that it can be. And in my opinion, those two are not excuses. You can't be an ignorant person standing up talking about something that you have absolute no known verifiable facts and pushing off your garbage onto other people. Be responsible and know this one thing, that sometimes your actions have consequences. Now, maybe not consequences to you, but the words that you say and the way that the confidence that maybe you exude to give it to someone else could steer someone down the wrong path. So be in this genuinely and give information when you yourself have done enough research. Again, my name is CryptoCrys, Chris Kusik. Like, subscribe, follow me, drop my Twitter, everything in the links, give you all the links that I've just showed you. And you know what? Here's a closing one for you that I love in news is arm yourself with the news articles from multiple different sources. And like I said, knowledge is power. And power can equal money. It sure can. Think about all the Bitcoin farm mining, right? And they're churning through electricity with all that power, all that hash power, and that's equaling money, right? So arm yourself with the knowledge, arm yourself with the power, and empower yourself. Take care, guys.